Now in this session we'll be looking at the file management side of the Mac OS X. Now basically what we'll be covering is looking at how the Mac manages our files and our folder structure, looking at how we can navigate, organize, as well as customize our own folder structure within the Mac OS X, and how certain applications will manage certain content that is added onto your machine. Now to start off, we'll access our Finder window by clicking on the Finder icon on our dock. Now when we open our Finder window, we'll see that our Finder window consists of a 3-pane view, which is the toolbar at the top, our sidebar, as well as our main canvas. Now we can add in additional views onto our Finder window that can make our navigational side of the folder and file structure easier. Now to start off, we'll go to our View button on our menu bar, and we simply choose the Show Tab Bar option, which will then display a tab bar where we can open additional Finder windows and keep it within one window by using different tabs. We can also go back to the View option and show the Path bar, which will then show the path of a specific file or even folder that we might find within our Finder window. We can go back to View and show the Status bar, which will then show the status of a certain folder in terms of how many items it contains, as well as giving us the slider bar, which we can utilize within our icon view to zoom in and out of certain files and folders. We can also add in additional label to our buttons located at the top of our toolbar. So to do that, we simply do a secondary click on the gray bar, which is a 2 fingers click if you're on a trackpad, holding down Control or click, or simply just right click on the mouse, and it will then show us the property box that has the options icon and text, icon only, text, and hide toolbar. In our case, we want to go with an icon and text. Now under each icon, a little text bar will appear. So now we can get started with using our Finder window. Now first of all, we will look at the various views inside of our Finder window and how we can utilize these views to our benefit, as well as making certain functions way easier by using these different views. So first of all, our first view will be the icon view. Second view will be our detailed view. The third view will be our column view, and the last view will be our cover flow view, which is basically a combination of our icon view and our detailed view. Now to start off, we'll start with the icon view. Keep in mind, my focal point is situated on all my files, which will basically call up all the files within the Mac OS X system. Now, if I move my mouse pointer to the top of the views, a little tooltip text will appear to also give me the names of all these buttons. Additional features can also be added to our Finder window, but this can be found within our Finder preferences. So if I go to my Finder on the top of my menu bar and I select preferences, it will open my Finder preferences menu. This is generally the settings that is linked to the Finder window itself. So to start off, we've got 4 tab options within our Finder preferences window. The first preferences option will be the general, which basically looks at general features of the Finder itself, such as to add in certain items on the desktop. So if I should click on the hard disk, my hard drive of my Mac will then be displayed on the desktop of the Mac. But for now, I'm just going to untick it. The settings that can become pretty essential will be our external disks. This gives me the ability to get certain storage facilities when added to the machine will be displayed on the desktop immediately. The same applies for CDs, DVDs, and iPods. This is if we connect those devices to our Mac. We don't need to go into the Finder window as it will come up on the desktop, as well as connected servers will also be an essential part when connecting to any server. The other option here where it says new Finder window shows all my files, which we now saw when we start a new Finder window, it always points towards all my files. Open folders in tabs instead of new windows, which means if a new window is open, it will basically open within a new tab. Else if we have it unticked, then it will basically open within a new window, which can result in having too many windows open within your Finder. Spring-loaded folders and windows. Basically, if we open certain folders and windows, there will be a short delay as it will bounce on the dock, and this will basically be the delay on those folders. Else we can hit the spacebar and it will immediately open. The next option will be the tags, and this relates to the tags on our sidebar, but this we will look at a later stage. The next item we definitely want to add in is to do with the sidebar. Now the sidebar refers to the sidebar of the Finder window, and here we can add in additional tools into the sidebar of our Finder window. Now the two options that I would like to add will be my hard disks, and here we can see our Macintosh HD will make its appearance, as well as maybe my user folder that will also make its appearance under the favorites. And as we can see, our sidebar is broken down into 4 groups, which is my favorites, which displays under the favorites, shared, which is shared computers within a single network or multiple networks, as well as devices, which will then show me the devices, in my case showing the Macintosh HD, which we just ticked to show in our sidebar, as well as tags, which is all the tags, which we will look at a later stage. Now my next preferences tab will be advanced, and the only essential item that I will add within my Finder will be show all file name extensions. Very essential if you're working with different versions of files, such as our Microsoft Office, which contains the extension docx as well as doc. We can see different extensions of certain files easier with having this option selected. The reason why we don't have the empty trash securely option selected is because this will then delete each file individually from trash, but rewrite zeros on all the empty spaces, which can result in a very slow deletion. However, in government organization as well as military organizations, this might be another option to utilize to delete all important or classified files. So that will be the Finder settings as well as customizing the Finder. Next up, we'll look at the different views.